Come here, Foster. Come on, boy. Let's go this way.
Wow.
Good boy, good.
Oh, this place is even spookier than I remembered.
Don't let her scare you, Lucas. This place is awesome.
Yeah, that's right, Lucas. Women don't usually appreciate the finer aspects of high adventure.
Oh, well, excuse me, big brother, but if you remember correctly, I was on plenty of your high adventures. Besides, bravery isn't not being scared. About being scared and doing it anyway.
Oh, well, she's got me there, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you dare.
Honey, you remember when I was reading to you about the early settlers in Port Charles?
Slice said they built the town right over the river so they could have power to run the mills. And then they built these tunnels so the water would have a place to go, you know? I think we should go back that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the water would just flow around and around and around. And eventually it would just tire itself out.
Okay. I used to spend so much time down in here. You'd think I'd know my way, but it is still a maze, isn't it? I mean, I used to be able to go from one side of town to the other, and nobody'd know how I got there. Remember when you got lost down here?
Yeah, I didn't even want to think about it.
All right. Well, come over here. Lucas, I'm going to show you guys an old Indian trick that I picked up from a couple old Indians named Hansel and Gretel. They're of the Wakaki tribe. Now, what you do is you leave a marker. Now, if your mother had done this, she'd have never gotten lost. I'm going to use coins as my marker. Just leave them, and then we can always find our way out. Cool?
Cool.
Cool, boing.
Boing.
Oh, do you remember how magical this place used to be?
Come on, Foster.
It was like the whole world had disappeared. It was like you could be down here and feel like you might never, ever see anybody ever again. I don't remember all these lights, though. Didn't we used to need a flashlight?
Sly told me that the city put these lights in when some kid got lost. But don't worry, Lucas. You're safe if you stick with us.
Oh. How these lights are powered? Do you think there's a central switch that turns them off?
What is with you today, Barbara Jane? Why are you so fascinated with the Port Chuckles Public Works?
I have my little reasons.
I want to hear about the time Mommy got lost.
Whoa! I'm afraid that's a pretty gruesome story, namesake.
Please, Mommy.
It's okay, Aunt Bobby. It could happen to anybody.
I still have, oh, thanks, nightmares about the time I got lost. I had a fight with Ruby, and I don't even remember what the fight was about. All I remember is that I wanted to run away and hide and give her a very good scare.
Now, of course, that's a time-worn tactic that you guys would never try.
Never.
Anyway, it turned out I was the one who ended up getting scared. Because I wanted to come down into the tunnels just a little ways, just enough to feel hidden and safe. But I didn't want anybody to find me, so I didn't leave any markers. So I ended up getting lost. I started walking around and around, and I couldn't find my way out. And then my flashlight started to go dim. I got nervous, and I knew I had to try and save the battery, so I turned it off. And I sat down, and I was very still, and I felt very small and very frightened. I was waiting for Catacomb Charlie to get me.
Who's Catacomb Charlie?
He's a ghost that lives around here.
And then all of a sudden, I heard these footsteps coming towards me, and I was really scared, so I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. I couldn't even move. I was so scared, it was like I was frozen stiff.
But you knew who it was? It wasn't Catacomb Charlie. It was just her old big bro on the way to save her again.
Yeah, well, I was never so glad to see anybody in my entire life. How did you ever figure out where it was?
Instinct. You know, Barbara, you better watch it. I know you better than you think I do.
Oh, I still remember what it was like in the cold. I still remember what it was like down here in the dark, all alone.
Oh, hey, Dad. Tell Lucas about Catacomb Charlie.
You tell him, unless you think I tell it better.
No.
Well,
Okay. Lucas, Catacomb Charlie was this guy who was fighting for the Civil War, and he was on the north side. And he had a brother who was fighting for the south, and he didn't want to fight against his brother. So when he refused, this general took a sword and sliced off his hand.
What happened to him?
Well, he deserted the army and he came to live down here.
He died here. His ghost has been wandering around here ever since.
And he's cursed, Lucas. The legend is that he will rip off the hand of anybody who comes down here.
These caves are haunted by revenge.